Are you hungry? I know I am. Let's get cracking. What's up, guys? My name is Jacob. This is Conscious Cooking, and today we are making halibut. Now, originally I was planning on doing salmon or a new style of chicken for today's episode, but went to the fish market and I was looking at everything that they had to offer, and I saw the halibut, and it was the best looking thing there. And that's one of the things that I kind of want to, I don't want to say teach you guys, but I want you guys to try this. Go to your local fish or meat market and just get whatever looks the best. Don't get what you necessarily planned on going there for. Just get whatever looks the best. Because a lot of times that's going to end up being the best. It's going to be the freshest, it's going to be the most flavorful, and it's going to end up being a new experience for you. So I really want to encourage you guys to do that. We're going to accompany our halibut with some roasted potatoes. Just nice, easy, simple recipe. And yeah, that's about it. Let's go get started. Alright folks, we have 6 clean spuds. We're going to chop these up and put them in here. Now, well, let me get an actual look at that. So what this is this is 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar to 4.5 cups of regular water. And you're probably thinking, why? Well, potatoes, if you don't cook them right, they can get kind of gummy. If you undercook them, they're going to be really tough to eat. If you overcook them, they can get gummy or something like that. So the acid in the vinegar is going to help to get some of the starch out of the potatoes so that it's less likely to be gummy after we cook it. So just cut these up. The way that I'm doing it right now is I'm just doing 10 pieces for every half of the potato. You're going to want to cut it in half. Cut it in half once more, and then you're going to cut it into 4 pieces because you want these pieces to be, you're going to cut it into 5 pieces with 4 cuts because you want the pieces to be kind of small so that it doesn't take too long to cook them, because the halibut itself doesn't take too long to cook. It's only going to take about 10 minutes to cook the halibut. What we're aiming for here is about an hour total. We're aiming for about an hour total of prep, cooking, plating, all that sort of stuff. And you're probably thinking, why didn't I peel these potatoes? Well, for one thing, these potatoes have a really thin skin because these are, younger potatoes. They're a lot smaller. They don't have that much skin on them. The other reason is that I am eating this with my family. And I'm the only person in my family that, it's not that I can't have potato skins, is that it's just not the best thing for me. However, I dropped a potato piece. Oh well. Can't all be perfect. Just want to pick that up so that my dogs don't get it. There we go. I totally didn't use my feet for that. But we just want to... Where was I? Oh yeah. It's not that I can't have potato skins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's just that it's better if I don't. Because, they're a little bit more difficult to digest than, the insides of potatoes. The insides of potatoes are great for you, especially if you have some sort of stomach condition. This one's a little bit bigger. I'm going to cut it into an extra slice. That'll also make up for the one that we dropped on the floor. And if you're wondering where I learned this whole soak the potatoes in acid trick, I learned that working in kitchens. And what they would do is they would punch their french fries through like a press type of thing and punch it directly into this giant, well, it was basically a trash can, but it was only used for potatoes. And they would punch them directly into there, and it would have vinegar and water and I think salt in it. Actually, no, I don't think there was any salt in it. I think it was just water and vinegar, which is what I'm replicating here. Because, for one thing, it would give the potatoes a little nice tanginess that'll counteract the potential fattiness that the oil will give it when it was being fried. But in our case, it's really just to start breaking down some of the starches that are inside here. And as you can clearly see, we have plenty of liquid in here for the potatoes to move around in. store this overnight in the fridge. Cover it first with plastic just so that no funky flavors get in there. But overnight, you will see a lot of starch come out of the potatoes. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to drain these off. I'm not going to show you guys how to drain potatoes. I hope you know how to do that. I'm going to drain these off, put them back into this bowl because it's the biggest bowl that I have. Season them, add some oil, toss everything together, and then put them onto a foil-lined sheet pan and put them in a 350-degree oven. Alright folks, the potatoes have been drained. There's pretty much no moisture left in the bowl, a little bit probably. But we're going to add some oil, depending on where you live. We're going to salt them up. Get good salt content. These are potatoes. They need salt. Add some thyme. I love thyme with potatoes. You don't want too much though, just a good amount. Add some garlic powder, some onion powder, paprika, smoked if you got it, and some fresh black pepper. Always fresh, always, always, always. Honestly, it's very important. It makes a huge difference. We're going to toss all of this together until it has, nice coverage. Honestly, I want to add a little bit more of everything. Maybe not more salt, but I want to add more of the garlic powder, more of the onion powder, more of the paprika, for sure. Give this thing some more color so that when it comes out, yeah, that's much better. All right. Tray it up. Spread it out. And then we're going to pop this in the oven for, I'd say, 30 to 45 minutes. But now let's get over to the halibut. Alright folks, we have our halibut here. We're going to season this, and when it comes to halibut, you have a lot of options. Halibut doesn't have that much natural flavor to it. It's a very mild fish, much like tilapia. So for this one, I'm actually going to give you guys a lot of choice in the matter. The first thing we're going to do is add some salt, because salt is the most important seasoning, at least in my opinion. Flip it over, do the skin as well. The skin will be coming off when you eat it. You don't need to eat the skin. It doesn't taste that great. But like I said, salt first. Now, I'm going to add a spice blend. And I know what you're thinking. Why? Because I really want lemon pepper. That's the flavoring I want on this. And the easiest way to do that is with a lemon pepper seasoning. I'm not going to tell you what brand it is, but you'll probably see what it is anyway. And you just want to season it pretty liberally, because you want a lot of flavor to get into this mild fish. And you're kind of what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up kind of rolling it around in the seasoning, because there's going to be a lot left over after you put everything on there. So just put a little more on the cutting board just to get the other sides. So this one's going to be like the top and the bottom. Put them on a plate, and we're going to wash up, transfer this to the pan, and start cooking. Alright folks, pan, medium heat. Let you see the flames right there. Flames. And the tilapia is right here. We're gonna use, the halibut is right there. It's really hard not to say just for the halibut. It really is. But basically what we're gonna do here is we're gonna let steam do the work for us. Now, Steam is a very powerful cooking medium. It's hotter than boiling water because it is steam. However, the contact level isn't as high as boiling water. That's why it takes longer to steam something than it does to boil it in water. However, we're going to add a little olive oil spray to the pan. I like using the spray. It makes cleanup a lot easier. And the way that we're going to use the steam is we're going to put the halibut in skin side down, cover it with a lid, wait, I'd say 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how thick your piece of halibut is. Flip it over, another 5 to 7 minutes. Take the heat off, take it off the heat. We'll turn the heat off, take it off the heat. Wait, we'll take the halibut out of the pan. You don't want the halibut to keep cooking. Put it on a plate, cover it with foil, let it rest for, I'd say, 5 minutes. And you want to do this entire process while the potatoes are in the oven. The potatoes are in the oven right now. And the reason we're doing that is because I want to multitask, first of all. And second of all, I want everything to come out around the same time at around the same temperature. So the potatoes have already been in the oven for, I'd say, 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere around there. The potatoes are probably going to take around 45 minutes to cook. Somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour, but usually it's around 45 minutes. It's an agricultural product. You can never be 100% sure. But the pan's, it's not quite hot enough for my liking. I'm going to put it over high heat just for like a minute, just so it'll come up to a higher heat, so that we lose less heat when the fish goes down. But you want everything out at around the 45-minute mark, and including all the prep that you have to do, I'd say this is a total of an hour of work, right around there. I don't want you guys to have to take an entire day making your meal. I put the heat back down to medium. We're going to put the fish in skin side down. You'll hear a very nice sizzle. And immediately cover it up. Wait about 5 minutes. Check on it. If it looks like it's about halfway done, about a third to halfway done, you can flip it. If it doesn't look like it's quite there yet, wait another wait another minute or so, and then flip it. Alright folks, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm not really seeing the level of doneness that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to boost the heat up to high, wait about 2 minutes, and then flip them over. And then I'll probably reduce the heat back down to medium to let them finish off, but I really want to get that extra boost of heat before I flip the fish over. So, interestingly enough, in a straight-sided pan like this, your best flipping tool is going to be a couple of forks. And I'm going to flip this over, kind of mold that piece a little bit, recover, wait about 2 minutes, turn the heat back on to medium, let it ride. And it's going to be about 15 minutes total of cooking. Take it off the heat, put it on a plate, cover it with foil, let it rest, and then it'll be time to plate after that. So, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Alright folks, the fish is done. So, we're going to use our forks. And evacuate to the plate that is standing by. Peel the skin off because we don't need that. Put it in there, turn the heat off. Take the skin off of this piece as well. Just leave that over there. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done. And I'll be right back when it's time to plate.